YouTube, welcome back to Nerd Media, and The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4 dropped last night, and guys, you know I have been loving this season so far. It is my favorite show of the year by far, and it may end up making that number one spot by the end of the year as well, because it's just that good. So we're going to be reviewing Episode 4 in this video, because Episode 4 was another really great one, and honestly maybe in like my top 10 top 5 of the entire show in general, and there has been a lot of those this season so far, which is a really good thing. So with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time, and today we're talking about The Last of Us, but that's not the only thing that we're talking about, because I'm also going to be talking about some Thunderbolt stuff later this week, Fantastic Four, Andor's coming out tomorrow, so my review for that will be out on Wednesday. There's a lot of great stuff coming, but today we're talking about The Last of Us, so stick around in the video and don't forget to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's dive right into the review. So this episode opened with a flashback to like the early, not so much the early days of like the quarantine area thing for The Last of Us, but it flashed back to 2018, which is 11 years earlier, and we get to see this new character introduced named Isaac and his like group of people, and how he like betrays the SWAT team that he is with, and then he is kind of a part of the Seattle group that we are now involved with Ellie and Dina. So things are getting pretty scary, especially now that we know about this character named Isaac. And I gotta say, I really like the introduction to his character and the kind of role that he was playing in this episode. I think that it definitely adds a higher level of tension and just generally just being scared for the characters, because now that we know he exists, he is more than likely going to kill Dino or Ellie if he has to, and him being around just makes me so much more stressed for them on their journey. But I mean, I thought his character was really great, and it was such a good introduction, and I love Jeffrey Wright, so it was great to see him be in The Last of Us. I forgot he was in the show because I remember it was confirmed a while ago, but I forgot, and it was a pleasant surprise when I saw that he was there, because I just forgot for a few seconds that he was actually in the episode. And I like how during the scenes that we get with him, we get more explanation to the conflict with the outside group that is trying to attack the Seattle group, and kind of like how they had a truce but then it was broken, and how they're trying to find out their next attacks. I appreciate and really am digging the like backstory we're getting for that, because that was a very just, it was an unanswered thing in the last episode. Not that that's a complaint of mine, because I knew they'd probably resolve it, but it was definitely something where I was curious to know where they were going to take it. So to know about what we are probably going to be getting more of is very exciting, and I like that we got more of that, and I hope that we do, because it actually seems like it really feels like it's a conflict that would be very entertaining to watch on screen. So I hope we get some stuff with that, maybe next episode or the episode after. And to follow that and to kind of solidify the fact that these two groups have been going at it, we get an absolutely disgusting scene in this episode that actually just made me very grossed and creeped out when we saw all the people from hanging from the roof. It was very, you guys know what scene I'm talking about. That was a very, it was, I don't want to use the word cool, but it was very like, it was in some ways like unique to what I've seen The Last of Us do so far, and I definitely think that I'm liking the bold choices. This is not a complaint of mine that they did that scene, but I think that that definitely adds to the different layers that this show has. And that was just a scene that came as a shock to me. I mean, I'm glad that this show can make me feel shocked like this sometimes, because that was a very shocking moment. And before all of that, we get a really beautiful scene of Dina and Ellie, and Ellie's playing the guitar, singing "Take on Me." That was a very great scene. That may be one of my favorite moments of the season so far. I think that that scene was really great. Just the scenery, the scene itself, just the characters, everything, all of it was just, I think, one of the best scenes of this season, maybe even one of the best of the show so far. I mean, I think that this episode has had a lot of really great moments that really make this one of the best episodes of this season and of the show. And that scene was just really touching and really great. And I really thought after that, I was like, yeah, when we get the flashback to seeing Joel and Ellie, because we know what's happening, it's going to make me cry. I'm not gonna, I, I was thinking that after that scene, because I don't know why that scene made me think of it, maybe because of the guitar, but it just got me thinking, and I was like, damn, when that happens, the tears are going to be flowing. But in many ways, this episode had like everything to it because it had a lot of emotion, a lot of romance stuff in it. We had some great clicker action, which we're going to talk about in a second. And it had some really just sweet, slow, calm moments like that guitar scene that I just really appreciate, along with some really great new character introductions. So this episode really had it all, and it really just felt like it was all done to perfection. I mean, the clicker stuff was insane. That was a really, really intense scene. That was like crazy because it's just so many different clickers. I feel like that and the scene where we see Abby being chased by the clickers in episode 2 are probably two of the best scenes of clickers chasing and hunting people that we have seen by far in this show so far. I'm assuming there's going to be more and maybe better ones, but those two are just so good, and I think that they are just some of the best. But I mean, we got other intense scenes in this episode as well because we also get to see Isaac interrogating one of the outsiders inside of his like kitchen area, and he burns his hand with the pan. That was a very very gross scene just like with that, but I really like how it's played out as he is like talking to somebody. We don't see who it is yet, and it looks seem you get the idea that he may be cooking for someone, but he's really not. I was stupid enough to have that idea for like a minute where I thought he was just cooking for somebody and talking, but I thought it was maybe going back to the flashback and he was talking to the guy that he let out of the SWAT truck. But I don't know. I guess I was one of the very few naive people that got fooled by this, but it was a very good scene nonetheless. I mean, when I say this episode had a lot of emotion to it, I think that the scene and the realization of Dina knowing that Ellie is immune, I feel like was done in a really beautiful and like just well done, perfect way, because the way that we go with that scene, I think isn't something I was expecting, especially when Dina drops the fact that she thinks that she's pregnant or that she is pregnant. I thought that the way that it went was definitely a good payoff because we all knew that they both liked each other, so it was like a thing that we all knew was going to happen, especially for the people in the games. But I really did enjoy how it was played out and how that came from the fact that she realized that Ellie is immune and that she believes her, which I think is definitely one of the highlights of the episode, just because I think that it was with the emotion and everything, it was done so well. And I am very excited to see how Dina's pregnancy is going to play out for the rest of the season and for the rest of the show, because I think we can all assume that this is going to be split. This season will be split into two parts for season 3, since I think the second game's way too long, so they're doing season 3, and that's going to be the second half of the game. So I'm assuming that it's going to be throughout the whole entire next few seasons. So I am definitely curious and stressed to know where this is going to go next, but it definitely adds another giant layer of just stress for these two characters, because as if they couldn't make it stressful enough that Isaac is out there, and if he finds them, it is not going to go well. Like, I am genuinely terrified if he is going to interact with them. But along with that, she's also pregnant, so it makes it very, very stressful. But I love that it's doing that because I love this show and I'm so attached to it. It just. It just really is exciting. Like, I was thinking to myself last night during the episode, because I was thinking maybe we had the finale in like a week or two, but guys, we have like 3 weeks left of the show. That makes me so happy because I feel like we get like Daredevil Born Again, I will use that as an example, had like 9 episodes, but we only spent like 5, 6 weeks with it. This one, we're spending a good 7 weeks, and I am very, very happy about that because we're not going to finish the show till the end of May. And guys, I want this show as long as we can because this season was worth the wait, the year and a half wait, because it's not going to get out of the park. I mean, it truly is a great season so far, and it is really building the tension and emotion so high, and especially after this episode where we leave it with Ellie and Dina doing that crazy cool parallel to the first episode of season 2 at the end where Abby's group sees the town. We get to see Ellie and Dina see where their like headquarters is. Very, very cool parallel. I loved that. It gave me a little bit of chills when I saw that because that was just such a good parallel. But the ending to this episode definitely sets up a very stressful journey that I think we are officially going to be on for the next 3 episodes. Like, I don't think we're making it out of Seattle just yet. Like, I don't think we're going to be out of here probably until the next season. Because honestly, I don't see a way they're going to make it out of it safely. Like, I don't think that it's going to happen. I feel like something may happen that's going to leave us on a cliffhanger. I don't know. But, guys, this is my favorite show of the year. It's seriously just so good. I want to hear from you guys. Did you enjoy episode 4 of The Last of Us? I personally have been so loving covering this with you guys and doing my reviews for it, regardless of if it's the most popular videos on my channel or not. I just really love talking about it because it truly is a great piece of television, my favorite show of the year. And after this season, it may even be like one of my favorite shows of all time because it's genuinely just that good. But I want to hear from you guys, and if you stuck around the channel this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And clearly I said something you liked or you were just entertained. So subscribe and comment down below what you thought of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4, and turn on notifications and share this with your friends. And with all that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.